here we go. So, make sure you can see everything that's going on. So we're just going to start working through neck and shoulders. First of all I want you to do is just draw your shoulders up towards your ears and then push your hands down the sides of your thighs as if you're pushing your toes, your fingers right down towards your toes. And then scrunch your shoulders all the way up. So really draw them up nice and high. And then imagine you've got something heavy through your, holding onto your hands, and it's drawing your hands all the way down towards the floor. We'll just do a few more of them. Let's take a nice deep breath in as you bring your arms up. And then breathe out as your arms slide down. Imagine your neck's getting longer. Breathe in, draw those shoulders up. And breathe out, push your hands back down. Each time you do it, you're going to imagine your hands are getting longer. Take a nice slow breath out, blow out, drop those fingers down towards your ankles. Breathe in, we'll do 2 more. And then breathe out, slide your hands down, fingers towards your toes. Last one, drawing your shoulders up. And then breathe out. Shoulders come down as low as they can, neck's nice and lengthened, and we'll just start to roll the shoulders now. So you're really opening up through the chest. Think about your shoulder blades squeezing together as you circle your arms round. They scoop all the way up towards your ears again, round towards your shoulder blades come together at the back, and then we're scooping back up and round. And we can use the breathing as nice and slowly as well with this. So take a slow breath in as you scoop up, and breathe out as you let your arms slide back down. So slow that movement down. If you're going too quickly, you see you're going to be breathing quite fast. So we just need to slow everything down. And just imagine as you're doing it that your chest is opening nice and wide as you squeeze those shoulder blades together. And still think about neck getting nice and long. Imagine someone's got hold of your top of your head and is pulling you up towards the ceiling. So we get that nice lengthening through the spine as well. There we go, good. And now just let your arms relax. Take your hands and pop them onto either side through your rib cage here. And all we're going to do is just check in with your shoulders that they haven't done this. So still keeping that sensation that the shoulders are coming down towards the floor. And I want you to take a nice breath in. And as you do it, I want you to feel your rib cage. Push your hands nice and wide. So we're going to breathe in. Push the ribs nice and wide. And breathe out. Let that rib cage just soften back into the center again. There we go. Let's do 3 more. Slow deep breath in. Slow breath out. So we're just trying to get that diaphragm working. Good. 2 more. Slow breath out. Here we go for the last one. Deep breath in. Watch those shoulders haven't come up. And breathing out. As you breathe out, just let your arms go nice and heavy by your side. There we go. Okay, for now, we're going to do a figure of 8 exercise to mobilize through the upper part of your back. Now, when I give this one to patients, normally I would get you to sit down, but I'm going to explain it like this in a moment. Your hands go round the back of your head. So you're going to interlace your fingers and pop them around the back of your head, back of your neck, wherever is comfortable. You must be careful that you don't put any pressure. So when your hands are here, you're not doing this to your neck. You're just resting your hands there. And then from here, your elbows are going to come so they're facing forwards. And you're going to use your elbows as if they're a big marker pen, and you're going to draw the number 8. Okay, so we're going to start to circle round, draw a big number 8, and then come back up again. Try and keep your hips still. So we're not dancing and hips going round at the same time. Try and imagine you've got a corset on. So anything sort of tummy button and below needs to stay nice and still. And this way we can focus in on the whole of the upper part of your back moving. Okay, it's quite a tricky one to think about all the movements and keep your hips still. So it takes a little bit of practice. Just make sure all the time that you're not putting any pressure on your neck. Let's go in the opposite direction now. So circle around the other way. That's it. There we go. So you're drawing a number 8 or a snowman, whatever works for you. It is coming up to Christmas, dare I say it, so we can think of snowmen as well. There we go. Let's just finish up that last one. Perfect. And let your arms just rest there. Okay, let's take one hand over the top of your head. Just gently rest it on. It's there as a guide, not as a big lever. Other hand by your side, you're going to imagine it's stretching down towards the floor there. With the hand that's coming over the top, just gently encourage your neck to come over to the side. Okay. And the arm that's down there, you're imagining you're holding something nice and heavy. So it's pulling your arm down. So we're getting that nice lengthening through the neck there. Good. And just hold that stretch. Now we're going to encourage it even further. So we're going to bend from the mid part of your from your spine, and we're just going to take it over. Still imagining you're holding something heavy on the other side. So you're just increasing that stretch as you come over, and then gently come back up again. Swap the hands around. Other hand comes onto the top, just gently guiding. We're not yanking. Other hand. Imagine you've got really heavy suitcase or something in your hand there. Just take the head over. Imagine that other hand is getting driven down towards the floor. Feel the stretch through the side of your neck. That's it. Good. Just enjoy that stretch. You should feel it all the way through the neck here. And then we're just going to lengthen over. So still keep thinking you're holding something heavy. This way, the shoulder doesn't start to sneak up like this. And we're creating that space through between neck and shoulder. And you're just going to lean over. We're pivoting from this middle part of your chest as you go over. Lovely. And then gently come back up. Okay. Now, if you've got super flexible shoulders and you are able to, I want you to put one hand over the top, one hand over the bottom. We're going to see if we can make grip hold of hands in the middle. If there's not a chance that that's going to happen for you, one hand comes over the top, your other hand comes onto that elbow, and you're going to push the hand down between your shoulder blades. So whichever one works for you, depending on how flexible your shoulders are, we're going to hold this position and just feel the stretch coming all the way through the back and into your side here. Good. So this might feel quite a strong stretch already, and in that case you're just going to stay in this position. If you feel you need a little bit more tension to come through there, the arm that's up towards the ceiling, you're going to lean and take that across the top of your body. So we're doing that little side bend that we've just done, but this time the stretch is now coming all the way through the back of the arm and into your side as well. Same if your hand, if your arms don't meet behind and you're here, you're using that hand just to tease you over, and again you're feeling that stretch through that area there. So just hold that nice little side bend movement. Super. And then when you're ready, just gently come back up, and we'll swap the arms around. Now, just because they met one side doesn't mean that they will meet the other side, so have a check. If we can make contact, that's great. If not, like I say, just grab hold of the elbow. We're going to stay upright first of all. So if your hands are meeting behind, if you're able to have your fingers wrap around each other, really grip nice and tight so it pulls your hands in closer towards each other, and that way you'll get that stretch through your arm. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that upper arm over the top of your body, so you're leaning into the stretch, and feel that arm coming over as a lever, so we're getting a nice stretch through the ribs as well. Lovely. Just keep holding that. Keep breathing. Make sure you don't hold your breath during any of these. It's so easy. You think you're doing it, and then all of a sudden you realise you haven't taken a breath. So don't forget to breathe. Okay, gently come back up to centre. Take your arms out nice and gently, and just shake through your arms. Perfect. So we're going to lengthen through hamstrings again. We've done this one a couple of times, so we're going back to this one. Standing hamstring stretch. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. For this one, keep your chest nice and high, find something to look at in front of you, and imagine you've been karate chopped through your hips, and you're just going to drive your bottom backwards. So your bottom goes behind your heels, chest stays forwards. What I don't want you to do is just bend forwards like this, okay? Keeping your chest high will make the stretch come a little bit deeper into your hamstrings there. Next thing I want you to look at is where your toes are. If you're leaning backwards and your toes are coming off the floor, come forwards with your feet a little bit more and pin your toes into the mat. Okay, coming back up. Let's take a nice breath out and go again. Breathe out, stick your bottom back, keep your chest high. You can put your hands out to balance. You can have your hands on your thighs. It doesn't matter where your hands go. Just make sure you're feeling the stretch through the back of your hamstrings. Now, if you're struggling to feel the stretch, put my teeth in, watch what's happened to your knees, because if you go into a little bit of a knee bend like this, we're coming into a squat, you're not going to feel that lengthening. So make sure the knees stay straight and your bottom goes back, and that way you'll get that stretch through there. There we go, gently coming back up. Let's do a couple more. Breathe out, stick your bottom back, and breathe in, come back up. Good, here we go. Breathe out, stick your bottom back, and breathe in, come back in. Let's do one more. Breathe out, stick it back, keep your toes on the ground, make sure you keep it nice and balanced with your feet. Just enjoy that stretch, just hold it a little bit longer this time. Straighten the knees out if you can, and then gently come back up. Perfect. Okay, we're coming down onto all fours, so gently bring yourself down onto your floor. And we're going to just make sure that your shoulders are over the top of your wrists and your hips are over the top of your knees. You're going to take a nice deep breath in and tuck under, round up through the spine, push your shoulders up towards the ceiling, and then breathe out, sink, lift the hips, lift the chest. This is a really good exercise. This is where we do it most weeks in this class. So it's a really good exercise just to get some movement through your spine, especially if you've spent all day standing or sitting in one position. Take a nice deep breath in, tuck under with your hips, push your spine and your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. There we go. And breathe out as you sink down, really arch through the back, lift your hips, lift your chest. If you get any pain as you do it, then just stick to going the way that feels easier for you. There we go. Lovely. Right, let's add our threading the needle in now. So we're going to take one arm and you're going to take a nice deep breath in, lift your hand and look at your fingertips as it goes up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, it sweeps down and you're going to thread it between your knees and your hand all the way through. Drop your shoulder down towards the floor and then breathe in. Come all the way up, look towards your fingers. There we go. Breathe out, thread it through. Feel the stretch through your shoulder blades as you sweep that arm through. And then breathe in, come all the way up. So coming up through here, this is the nice stretch through your pecs, so through your chest. And as you go through and stretch your arm out, you'll feel that stretch between your shoulder blades. So there's the stretch through the back. So it's a nice one, you get nice rotation through the spine and a nice stretch through the front and the back of the chest. There we go, breathe out, thread it through. Let's finish up with this one. Pop your hand back down and we'll go to the other side. So take a nice breath in, arm goes up and breathe out as it threads through. Get that shoulder right down onto the floor if you can. Not everybody's shoulder is going to reach the floor, so don't force it. But if you can encourage your shoulder to go all the way down, you'll feel a much deeper stretch as you do that. There we go. Breathe out. Just drop the shoulder down. There we go. Breathe in all the way up. And breathe out as you sweep it through. Good. Breathe in, come all the way up. Last one, breathe out, thread it all the way through. Nice. Okay, let's come to sitting. Okay, so we're going to sit with the legs out just a little bit wider than hip width apart. Sit up nice and tall so you haven't slumped down into your comfy position. So sit up nice and tall. Imagine you've been pulled up through the ceiling. One hand is going to reach down towards one ankle. So keep your hand on the inside of your leg, reach down towards your ankle. Now with the other hand, take a nice breath in and look up towards your fingers, up towards the ceiling, look up. And as you breathe out now, take that arm over the top as if you're reaching down towards that other hand that's by your ankle. Breathe in, arm comes up, keep looking at your fingertips. Breathe out as you come over, reach, and breathe in as you come up. So we're getting a nice stretch again. We've already lengthened through here, but now we're bringing the stretch even deeper down into the spine, and we're just adding a little bit of a side bend, a little bit of rotation. Breathe in, hand comes up, keep looking up towards your fingers. Breathe out, come all the way over. There we go. Breathe in, come up. Last one. Breathe out, come over. Coming up. Let's swap over onto the other side. So this time other hand comes down, reaches toward the inside of that ankle, other arm up towards the ceiling. There we go. Breathe out, reach over and breathe in, come up. Breathe out, reach over. And breathe in, come up. There we go. Breathe out. Stretch as far as you're comfortable. Breathe in, come up. Keep looking up towards your fingertips so that we're encouraging the whole spine to move. There we go. 2 more on this side. Breathe out. And breathe in, come back up. Last one. Breathe out, reach as far as you can. And breathe in, come up. Perfect. Good. We are going to now just take a nice breath in. Both arms come up towards the ceiling. You're going to imagine you're holding a ball in your hands. We're going to take it, lean forwards. We're going to imagine you're putting the ball down onto your toes on one side. You're going to circle round as if the ball's coming over towards the other foot, and then you're drawing almost like a really big circle with it. So lean forwards, down towards one foot, scoop round. We're not stopping at any point. We're creating a nice rotation movement all the way through this mid part of the spine. So you're lengthening, hamstrings are getting a nice bit of a stretch at the same time. There we go, breathing in. It's working all the way through that rib cage, through the diaphragm, through your low back, through the middle back. Here we go. One more in this direction, and then we're going to change. So once we get to the top here, let's change direction. So really reach over to that other side, scoop it round, and then come back up. So drawing the biggest circle you can with your arms. There we go. Lovely. Let's do one more in this direction. Perfect. Let your arms relax down. We are going on to your back now. So find yourself a nice comfortable position and just hug your knees in towards your chest. Just roll knees in. Draw them in nice and tight. And then if you draw some circles with your knees, one way. And then we'll change and draw some circles with your knees the other way. Good. Lengthen one leg out along the floor. Keep hold of the other leg. You're going to use your hand to pull your leg across your body. Now, watch as you do this. I don't want you to rotate all the way over because that's going to put full rotation through the spine. What I want to use this exercise for first is getting a stretch through your glutes. So take your hand onto the opposite knee, draw it across your body until you get to a point where you can feel the stretch into your bottom. Okay, and then hold it at that point there. You need to watch out as you do this one. If you get any pain in the groin, either try and take the leg a bit further away from you or just leave this one out, because we need to be careful you don't pinch anything into the groin. And we're just getting that stretch right through the glutes. So if you're in that position with me now, just hold it. Maybe work a little bit with the breathing. So as you breathe in, just hold your position. As you breathe out, now you can start to take the knee a little bit closer towards the ground. Breathe in, hold position. And breathe out, just take it down a little bit more. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, take it down a little bit further. So now the hip is starting to rise up. You've still got the stretch in your glutes. And now we're starting to encourage a little bit of rotation through the lower part of the back. If you're comfortable, take the leg all the way over. But if your back doesn't like that rotation, just stop where it's comfortable for you. And just see if you can get all the way over. Toes might touch the ground. Knee might touch the ground, but don't force it. I'm not going to get my knee all the way down towards the ground there. I'm just going to keep a bit of pressure with my top arm onto the knee to make sure that I'm still feeling that stretch through my glutes there. Opposite hand is out nice and wide, so I'm opening through the chest. And we'll just hold this position. So we've got a nice rotation through the low back, still got a nice stretch through your glutes. Good. Obviously not forgetting to breathe. Okay, gently we're going to take it back. Keep the knee bent, draw it in towards your chest a little bit more. That way your back won't take the strain, and roll yourself gently back to being on your back. And we'll swap the legs around. So that leg you've just had hold of, straighten it away from you, and then take the other knee in towards your chest. Hold onto it nice and tight. Opposite hand to opposite knee, and then start to bring it over. Taking it to the point where you're starting to feel the glutes stretch. There we go. just take it to that point where you can just start to feel the stretch right in through there. Again, reminder, make sure it's not hurting in your groin at all. If it is, take the leg further away from you. There we go. Now work with the breathing. Breathe in, hold your position. Breathe out. See if we can just encourage the leg down. Let gravity do most of the work. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, just drop it down a little bit further. Breathe in to hold. And breathe out, take it a little bit further. Good. So we've still got a good stretch through the glutes and we're starting to open up through the low back there. Now, when you're ready, just see if you can take that leg and just guide it all the way down towards the floor or where is comfortable for you. So again, for me, my toes will touch the ground, but there's not a chance my knee's going to go down there at this point. So I'm not going to force it. And just hold that position. Perfect. Good. Now bring the knee in towards your chest a little bit more so that you're supporting your back as you roll yourself back into that start position. Lovely. Okay. We are going to go from here into a nice rotation through the knees. So knees together, feet together. Now we've opened up through the back. We're just going to encourage the movement to come further up through our spine. So this first part of the session, we've got some rotation through the top. Now we're working from the bottom up through our low back. Drop both knees down to one side. So as your knees go down, feel the hip come up and then start to feel your spine rotate over. Don't let your ribs come up though. Leave the ribs on the floor. Now on the way back up, really work through your waist and your hip to bring the knees back up again. So we're controlling that rotation through the spine. There we go. Knees go down, hip comes up, waist goes up, shoulders and ribs stay on the mat. Gently, so work a little bit through your tummy muscles just to bring those knees back up. That way we keep it more a mobility and a stretch. There we go. A couple more, dropping down to each side. You might get a little bit further each time, hopefully. There we go. Gently come back up. But the focus of this is the movement through the low back. So we're just taking it. When it gets to the end part, that's where the stretch happens. And we're just releasing that movement through the spine, gently working into it rather than just forcing the knees to go all the way over the first time. Just gently drop the knees down. And as we can feel, hopefully, you've got a little bit further each time. Thinking about the order your spine rotates in. Hip comes up, waist comes up. On the way back, waist goes down, knees come back up. There we go. One more to each side. And gently come back up. There we go. The last one, dropping down towards the side there. Good, gently come back up. Perfect. Bring your knees in towards your chest again and just circle them round. Now we're just loosening off through the back. Good. We've done a lot of loosening through the spine. We're going to do one more actually. We're going to lie over onto your side. So if you come onto your side, if you've got a pillow handy, you can put the pillow underneath your head if you want to. And we're going to have the arms out nice and straight in this position. Keep your knees bent. And from here, top arm, you're going to keep your eyes looking at your fingers as if you're drawing a rainbow over the top of your body. Drop your hand then all the way down towards the floor the other side. So we're getting a nice stretch through your chest. We should have stretched it quite a bit already, so this should be nice and easy to reach over. And then look at your fingertips as you come all the way back. There we go. Try and keep your hips stacked on top of each other so that they don't come back. And that way you'll get more of a release through the upper part of your back. So look at your fingertips, come all the way over. Feel that stretch. When you get to this position and your hands are in this sort of straight line, just push your hip forward so you're getting an extra stretch through your chest there. So I'm pushing my hip to keep my hips stacked on top of each other, opening through the arms. And then gently let my hand come back over. Let's do two more on this side. Look at your fingertips. Keep the hip pushed forward. Look over towards your fingertips. And then gently coming back. There we go. Last one. And gently come back. Super. Spin over onto the other side. Let's repeat that. So get comfortable. Take your pillow over if you've got one handy. Pop your head onto your pillow if you've got it. Knees bent up in front of you, hands are together, right out in front of you, looking at your fingertips of your top hand. Arm comes up and over, looking at your fingertips, And just feel that stretch. So again, remember, push the hip forward so that you don't go too far, your hips don't rotate too far back, and that way you'll get the stretch. Look at your fingertips as they come back over. There we go. Looking at fingertips coming over. There we go. Feel that stretch through your chest. Nice release through the shoulders as well. There we go. We do this one and one more. Super. There we go. Last one. Looking at your fingertips as you reach over. Just enjoy that stretch. Make sure your hips pushed forwards. Get that extra stretch through your chest. And then bring the arm over. Fantastic. Gently bring yourselves up again onto your knees. We're going to lengthen through our hamstrings and quads. So from this position, bring one foot forward and lengthen that back leg back. We've done this one a number of times, so we're opening through our hip flexors. Now, if you need to take this stretch a little bit deeper, tuck your toes under and lift your knee up so that you've got no pressure on the knee there. And this will really deepen that stretch. Or keep the knee down. If this is not comfortable for your knee in this position, you can also come back here and tuck your hips under so you're getting that stretch through the front of your thigh. So whichever, if you've joined me in a few of these before, you'll know which of these stretches work better for you. So just take yourself into whichever stretch you feel is going to be the best one for you today. And dropping the hips down if you can. Like I say, really deepen the stretch by lifting the knee up if you can. So we're really opening up through hip flexors there. Good. Okay, drop that knee down. We're going to swap on to the other side. There we go. So take the other leg forward. So again, you can be in this position, tucking under. That's the easiest version to get the stretch through the hip flexors there. Next level is coming here and straightening out, keeping your knee onto the mat. And then if you want to go for a deeper stretch, tuck your toes under and lift the knee. Ooh, there we go. So we're getting a little bit deeper stretch. There we go. Don't forget to breathe. Feel that stretch. Good. Okay, we'll drop the knee down and gently come back out of that. And we've got to come back onto both knees. I'm going to get you to put your hands onto your hips, but bring your elbows together. We're going to use your hands just to encourage your spine to arch backwards. So if your back is not in a good place at the minute, probably extension might not be a nice one for you. So you're just going to lengthen up tall in this position. But if you feel comfortable to, squeeze your elbows together and just lift your chest up towards the ceiling. We'll feel the nice stretch and lengthening through the front of your abdominals there. Good. Gently come back out. I'm going to go one more if you are comfortable to. So squeeze your elbows together at the back and then just encourage your hips to come forwards. Lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Feel that nice release through the front. Super. And gently come out of it. Let's flex in the other way. So sit back down onto your heels. Stretch your arms forward and keep your bottom tucked under. So here. Couple of deep breaths. Feel the ribs open all the way down to the bottom of the rib cage. Good. Now from here, take your bottom up a little bit, tuck your toes under, and then go back into this stretch. So you feel the stretch through the soles of your feet. Really push back so you can anchor your hands into your floor, push your bottom back. So you're feeling that stretch coming right through the soles of your feet there. Good. Perfect. Gently come out of that stretch. Take a moment, don't go too quickly. Come and stand up. There we go. Standing up nice and tall. Just take a moment while people get themselves standing up. Just start circling your shoulders. Good. There we go. Let's make it a little bit bigger now. Big breath in, bring your arms up. And breathe out as your arms come round. Breathe in as your arms come up. And breathe out as your arms come down. Couple more. Breathing in. And breathing out. onto tiptoes this time. Breathe in, come all the way up, lengthen through to your fingertips, come down with your arms, heels come down. Breathe in as you go up and breathe out as you come down. Lovely. Breathe in as you go up. Breathe out as you go down. Now this time we're going to take it into a little knee bend and a hug. So as you go up, lengthen the same way. As you come down, heels come down, bend your knees, and as your arms come down, circle your arms round, and we're going to take the arms nice and wide as you come up. Breathe in, come all the way up. Breathe out, heels come down, bend your knees, and hug through, hug your arms round. So you're giving, like pulling your shoulder blades apart. Breathe in, come up, come up, and breathe out. Bend those knees, really hug through. 2 more, breathe in. Breathe out, heels down, hug through your shoulders. There we go, last one, breathe in, lift, and breathe out, hug through your shoulders. Stand yourself up, shake it all out. Well done, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, obviously